What do you think it means to know yourself?
You know your full potential, you know your capacity to love and be loved, but you also know your capacity to hurt others, and you be mindful of both sides of the coin.
I think that second part is really important
Mm,
because you can't really trust somebody if they don't have the awareness of what their ability to fall prey to their own shadow, you know?
yeah,
They
your
don't,
ability to hurt. I
yeah.
think it's really difficult when you're doing therapy with somebody and you ask them, where do you go wrong in your relationship? So what did you do wrong? And they're like baffled. Oh, I've never thought about that. And I just think you don't know yourself until you know your worst qualities
Hmm.
and how they could potentially impact others, because those are the qualities that you need to work on the most. And if you're ignoring those and highlighting all the things that you love about yourself, you are going to fall into the realm of more narcissism. So try and focus on the things of how you can potentially hurt the people around you.
Do you think the most prevalent and effective way to gain awareness as to what those shadows are interpersonal dynamics and relationships?
Absolutely. Everybody's great when they're home alone by themselves. Everybody is, especially when people are single. They're like, oh, I don't really have a temper, myself included. I was like, I'm so confident.
Nothing's pissing me off. Well, there's nothing
There's
happening.
nothing happening. I'm so calm. I'm so confident. And only with my partner, I'm like jealous and I'm insecure and all these things that I didn't know I had these traits. So I think that your morality and your genuine, like your insecurities are only tested when you're in human dynamics. It doesn't just have to be your partner. Some people are totally fine, but they might get jealous of their friends, or they might get competitive with the people they love. It's the dynamics between people that reveal your true core self.
The dynamics of how we engage in relationships are so much informed by the template that we had when we saw our parents relate, you know, in the early stages of development as a child. I'm just curious, like, so much suffering is in dynamic and relationship with either other people or other phenomena in life. It's like how we perceive our relationship to the thing. And so what have you seen as the most effective, like, healing modalities to actually transform who we are? You know, not just change from one identity to another, but actually transform and heal those coping mechanisms, those attachment styles that keep us stuck in kind of a
Yeah.
lower vibration in
I know
existence.
this sounds like a cop out, but I would honestly say selecting a very good partner is a lifelong therapy session.
Hmm.
It really transforms you. I really see a lot of people who might be anxious and they've got this partner that's abusive, a bit neglectful, and everything. And they're like coming to me to heal. And I said, I'm so sorry, but you have an hour a week with me. You have 24/7 with your partner who makes you feel unseen. You can soothe yourself, you can try and calm yourself, but I promise you the impact of a loving and consistent partner is something that if I could bottle it and sell it to you, I wish I could. But there's something about having a secure partner, which not many people, not everybody is, but I know it's really hard to find, but a secure partner who is happy to meet your needs, is happy to, help you heal, and you're doing the same for them. You both have the right intentions. That will act like, that will do more for you than any therapy session. I do agree you can self-soothe in certain ways, self-soothing, but part of self-soothing and part of self-esteem is good selection. So I could, if I'm working on my self-esteem, I'm taking, I'm going to the gym, I'm working out, I'm taking cold plunges, I'm doing all of this thing, I'm making money, I'm doing all of those things, but I'm choosing the wrong partner. Unfortunately, I won't heal the same way. So I do think selection is everything. Now, if you're already in that situation and you have selected a partner that is like this, then the key is still to work on yourself and enhance your self-esteem, but try and meet those core needs from not just that partner. Try and spread the core needs. If you have a bit of anxiety and your partner's not always available, they're a bit more avoidant, try and place some of your happiness in your friendships or in your parents or in your children. Try and delegate some of that connection. But human connection and healthy human connection is very, very powerful. Hi guys, don't forget to join my Patreon, where not only will you get exclusive information and videos every single week, but not only that, you can ask me a question anytime and there's no limit to how many questions you can ask. So to subscribe, just click the link below.
What would you say to support somebody in the process of that realization where maybe they've been in a committed partnership for a long time and they come to realize that I want to be in union or, you know, partnership with somebody who is committed to also that lifelong therapy process, you know, and they want to go on that journey. But they then have to let go who they're with in the process of separating and breaking up with somebody where oftentimes there's so many familial, financial ties, things that just make the whole process much more difficult. the courage and strength to be able to go through with their intuition on that process? How do you support someone with that?
I would just say to them, like, it's very, very difficult to break all those investments, and it's really, really heartbreaking, and it's a very difficult task. But the main thing is your goal in life is not to be with this person. Your goal in life is to have a healthy relationship. If this person is providing you with a healthy relationship, absolutely invest everything, 2 feet in, jump in, close all alternatives and do it. But if they're not, then unfortunately, you're placing your happiness in the person rather than that. Goal is to be in a good relationship. If they can't provide you with that, try and let go of the vision. Try and have a very clear vision of where you, what kind of relationship you see yourself in. And whilst you have that clear vision, try and be happy for your ex. Try and be like, I know he's not good for me. I know she's not very good for me, but we're just so not aligned in terms of this area. So therefore, I wish them the best. Try and have no negativity towards people in your past because they would have taught you something. And the worst thing you can do is just say, they did this and they're awful. The better thing to do is, I selected them for a particular reason. I must have felt really low. There was something wrong with me. I chose this person. No one put a gun to my head. And therefore, I'm not going to wish them anything negative. I'm not going to hope for anything negative. I wish them the absolute best. But I know this is not going to serve me if I want a healthy, happy relationship. And try and remove that negativity and replace it with a vision, a clear vision of where you see yourself in the future. And where you see yourself in the future should involve complete understanding of what caused this relationship to be so destructive. Did they not reply much? Did they kind of want too much independence? Were they too clingy? Whatever it was, make sure you understand that fully and try and repair before you just dive into a new relationship with somebody who just has one quality the old one didn't. So don't use another human being as a numbing cream to help you, but try and reflect on their qualities and really keep that vision in mind.
Would you say that the biggest thing to discern whether or not it's worth either investing or leaving is somebody's willingness to go on that journey with you?
Yeah, people's willingness to compromise. I think that's the main thing. Look, everybody has problems. I mean, myself, my husband,
It's inevitable.
it's inevitable. But the key is when you express a need, is it met with, okay, I'm going to try, or is it met with, why should I? Go fix yourself. Go, you need therapy. If it's met with that hostility, that person's not going to change. They're simply not going to change. And other times it's met with, here's the key. Some people are really manipulative. They'll say, no, I don't want to change it. But then when you go to leave them, they'll cry and say, I promise I'm going to change. I promise I'm going to change. Look at their behaviors, not their words. Yeah. So if, for example, I express a need to my partner, forget what he says in response to it. But if I see his behavior's gotten a bit better, I see that he's trying his best. It's not going to be perfect, but he's trying his best. He's worth committing to. But if I see somebody whose behavior has never changed, I always find them doing the same thing and then begging, saying that they're going to change. Well, it's their behavior you use as a indicator of whether or not it's worth staying and fighting for or not. Yeah.
Do you think having attraction to other people while you're in partnership is a normal thing and natural thing?
I'm curious. Look, I'm a unique individual when it comes to those things because I kind of get blinkers and I forget what attraction actually is. And
blinders.
Yes, I get blinkers. I really, really have that with my partner. I just have these blinkers.
What, you mean blinders?
Is that what I mean to say?
I think so.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm trying to
blinkers
say.
are just like if you're turning left or right on your car.
Is that an American thing? Okay, maybe that's, I've got it wrong. I've got it wrong. Blinders, that's what it is. So I kind of just don't know. Like I personally, I don't have that kind of open attraction, but I'm very aware that most people do. But I also think it's usually more likely to happen when you're not physically attracted to your partner. I think that's what it really stems from. I think when you are genuinely attracted to your partner and you don't feel like you've settled and you don't feel like you've just got, been taken what you're given, I think what happens is there's a natural kind of dim light on everybody else because you're somewhat content. But when you're not truly attracted to your partner, I think we have a heightened reaction to those around us. I also think it comes from our own insecurity. When you are not used to receiving a lot of attention and praise, and you're not used to receiving attention from the opposite gender, you can get very easily attracted to others. You can get super hyper vigilant to other people and their validation. But when you've gone through life where you receive that all the time, you realize that an attractive person is no more valuable than an unattractive person deep down. It's not really the end of the world if somebody's beautiful. It's not worth jeopardizing your entire life over. So I think it's normal, but I do think you should limit it. I think the key thing to do when you you are attracted or you do meet somebody that you're super attracted to is to limit your interaction. Guard, police yourself. I know that sounds a little bit like, a bit constrictive, but if you've got an underlying attraction and then you're going to the next steps, it's not going to be healthy for your relationship. The better thing to do is recognize I'm attracted to somebody new. It happens, no worries. But because I'm attracted to somebody new, I'm going to limit my emotional investment with them. I'm going to limit my access to them because I know there's an underlying attraction.